Okay, everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Samson, and British Yoga TV have kind of jazzed up my page a bit, um, trying to be more professional, and all that. Um, as you know, there's no Premier League games this week. There is no regular football fixtures. It's international periods, the worst period in the football calendar. Like everyone knows this. So we are going to do, or I am going to do, just a recap of stuff because obviously I've got to feed the content, feed the viewers, keep trying to keep some consistency going on. So what I'm doing is just like a recap of what's happening in the football world this past week or what's important that I want to talk about. There's a lot of other stuff that's happened that I'm not going to get into because I've not done any research or whatnot about it. But yeah, so just a quick recap of and a rundown of certain things that I want to discuss. First thing first is congratulations to Scotland and Andy Robertson, captain. You know, he could be one to be the vice captain of Liverpool. Who knows? But yeah, no, congratulations to everyone in Scotland. It's great to see another home nation team in a major tournament. Um, Obviously, I remember seeing Scotland in Euro '96. They said they was in France. I don't remember them in France in '98. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I remember them in Euro '96 when guys that scored that goal over Colin Henry's head. Bang, bottom corner. Keeper had no chance. But yeah, no, congratulations to Scotland. Hopefully, I think Wales are in there as well, so it'd be great to see the home nations in there. Obviously, Northern Ireland and Ireland. I'm not sure if they don't think no Northern Ireland lost just to Slovakia, and I don't know if Republic of Ireland are in there. But regardless, congratulations to Scotland, done well. 23 is it years of hate? 23 years of hurt. Sorry, gone. It'll be interesting to see. Interesting for the summer. But yeah, congratulations to them. But speaking of the Euros, um, England's chances of winning the Euros. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of bore you with a little bit of a story, but let me just stick with me and see where I'll go with this. England, when it didn't qualify for Euro 2006, shit, I wish I'd done my research, but Euro 2006, where you lot played, where Greece won the Euros. Was it 2006? I have to do my research on it, but I believe it was Euro 2006, where Greece won the Euros, and everybody was shocked that everyone was saying, "Oh, that was England's best chance to go to the qualifier." Because obviously England didn't qualify because Scott Carson had the howler, and Steve McLaren with the brolly, the wally with the brolly or whatever they called him. So obviously, yeah, England didn't qualify, but everyone was talking about that was England's golden generation's best chance to win the Euros. Had Greece win it, and England couldn't. Oh, and all of this. And then since then, England have not had a sniff of winning a major competition. A sniff. Um, until 2 years ago, the World Cup, where they got to the semi-finals. Okay, no one thought they were going to win it, but people were just excited for the journey that they took us on, and it was a great journey. Got to the semi-finals, should have beaten Croatia, just put it out there, but there was never going to beat France. But again, with a final, and you got a favourite and an underdog, on their day, anything can happen. Okay, so like no one would have assumed France would have lost to Finland the other day. Like, come on. So again, in a one-off game on the fight, especially in the final, an underdog and a favourite, anything can happen. So yeah, no one said England would have won the World Cup that year, but the momentum and the hype it would have been fun to see. So now that Gareth Southgate has given us fans some hope when it comes to the national team now, there's just a little bit of hope. They're giving us some bit of hope. People are assuming that England now have a chance of winning the Euros. You could say no better chance than because they're giving us the chances. Like they're putting us in the same category as like Holland, France, Germany, Spain. The usual favourites. And I can see why when you look at England's team. So everyone fit, and Gareth Southgate has to pick his 23 or 25 man squad, and everyone's fit. You look at the list and you go through the goalkeepers, and you've got Pope, Henderson, and Pickford. I think they're probably the three best English keepers in England right now, and they're all shit. Well, Henderson isn't shit. I think Henderson is good, but he's not being proven. He's not first choice for United, and I think that's damaging his perform. That's going to hinder his performance. It's like when Joe Hart was breaking through at City, and he had Shea Given in front of him, and he had to go on loan to prove himself. And when he came back to Man City, he he displaced. He put Shea Given on the bench, and then his career went where it went. Henderson, for some reason, is not being given a chance to remove De Gea. Obviously, De Gea is still a better keeper than Henderson, but Henderson, I think, could be the best English keeper that we've seen for a very long time, based off of his performance last season with Sheffield United. But he's not been given a chance, and I, along with every other England fan, doesn't want to see Pickford in goal because he's shit. Now, Gareth Southgate probably knows this. I mean, well, no, he doesn't, because he came out and said last time that no English keeper is as good as Pickford or challenging Pickford for his #1 spot. So what he sees in Pickford in training, I don't know, but we don't see it in games. So yeah, you look at England's three keepers. I don't know who the fourth one will be, the worst case scenario, but yeah, they're not quality. Then you look at the defence, and apart from the fullbacks, that's right and left, where you've got Reece James, Kyle Walker, Kevin Trippier, Trent, Ben Chilwell, I don't even know who, and Saka. No, Saka's more of a left attacker. He's not a left back. But yeah, you look at the fullbacks, because England don't really play 4-4-2 anymore. They play a 3-5 or 5 with they play with wing backs. You look at the fullbacks, they are probably the best wing backs or fullbacks that we may see in the Euros. Individually, collectively, whatever, they're the best. I think they'll be the best fullbacks in the Euros. But that is the strongest part of England's defence, is the fullbacks. The centre backs are a bit, yeah. Maguire, no. Mings, no. Even though he's doing it well so far with Villa, still no. Who's the other guy? Connor Cody. Again, Wolves captain, doing okay, doing his thing a little bit, but again, still no. You don't want to see him up against Lewandowski or who else will be on form? Mbappe. You don't want to see those three go up against them. Who else is the other centre back? Gomez. Well, he's out now, so he's going to miss the Euros, so he's done. You're probably going to call up some next guy from Burnley or Brighton. I mean, it's just like, yeah. So you look at their centre back options, and it again. So defense and goalkeeper, both you can say mediocre at best. Which leads me to my next point in the formation that Southgate plays, which is why he plays three at the back with two holding midfielders in Henderson, Winks, or Rice to protect the back four, because he knows his weakness is the centre backs or his back five or whatever they call it, back three, blah blah blah. He knows his weakness is the centre backs, so he needs to protect them at all costs. So what formation would you play if you want to protect your centre backs, your weak centre backs? You play two holding midfielders, which then doesn't play to the strengths of doesn't play to England's strengths, which is their attacking force. Also, you got the midfield, centre midfielders, the three I just mentioned, and also you've got James Ward-Prowse, who I highly rate, and I think deserves to be at a much better club than Southampton. I don't know how none of the big six, I'm not sure how none of the other big six teams have snapped him up, because he's a baller in my eyes, but maybe because what he does. I think maybe he does more for the team that's not deemed sexy enough for the other big six. I don't know, but he's a baller. So you take the centre midfielders out, and then you've got the attackers, where you've got England's probably the strongest threat that England have against any other team is their attacking force. The attacking options is ridiculous. Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling, Jadon Sancho, Rashford, Kane. You've got fucking Saka. Grealish, Mount, Tammy Abraham. Like, it is ridiculous, ridiculous. And you sit there and you think, why is Southgate not playing to his strengths? Because the type of manager he is, he's reserved, he's cautious, he doesn't like playing. I was going to say caution to the wind, but I don't think that's the right word. But basically, you know what I'm trying to say. It's think of Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers in 2014 when we almost won the league. We knew our defense was shit, but we didn't give a fuck. We went all out, guns blazing, attacking. Fair enough, it didn't win us any trophies. Cool, it's risky to play that way all the time, but it's entertaining and it's fun and it gives the team hope. It lets people know that you're not only are you not afraid of outscoring your opponent, but you're not afraid of trying. Like when you play five, when you play four with two holding and then the keeper, it doesn't leave much option with like it's when you play five so at the back and you've got two holding, you barely get any service. It's hard to get service to your attackers, and then you've got to play your wing backs as you've got to play your fullbacks as wing backs, which then limits the playing time option for some of the wide forward players. And like I mean, look, as an experienced professional manager or football manager who's never been sacked and always wins a trophy, I'm just saying, not humble brag. It is really, I personally wouldn't play the formation that Southgate plays, but he's England manager. I don't think he will be after the Euros because England, if Southgate gets his way and England play the way that he wants them to play, and um, they underperform, he will get sacked. He should be sacked for being England manager, but he's, whatever. I don't know who they will get. That's the only other option. That's another option. Who did they get after him? Like, in terms of English managers, you could say Eddie Howe, but no English manager right now deserves to be England manager. Let's put it out there. None of them are, I think, either qualified or experienced or good enough, to be honest. And you don't want to get another foreign manager because then you're dealing with the same situation that you had with Capello, where you get a manager who's foreign, who doesn't speak the language first, and the players find it hard to communicate with. And you just get it's a whole media circus. So yeah, England still winning Euros. I personally wouldn't put them favourites ahead of Holland or France, but they should be aiming for Euro semi-finals. And if they don't reach the semi-finals, then it's a failure. Obviously, not winning it is a failure, but if they don't reach semi-finals, then I personally see them as failing. I see them or Southgate as having failed in their job. So that's just me, but it is what it is. Who cares what I think? I do, and you guys do too. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of with England, Joe Gomez's injury. Uh, Mate, Joe Gomez injured. That's another centre back that we've got probably out for the season. Knee injury. So here's what I think. Oh, here's what I hate. Should I say? Let me start with what I hate before I start with what I think. What I hate with when it comes to a first team player being injured and then it's a long term injury is that your team starts to get linked with mediocre players. I just saw the other day about us being linked with maybe possibly signing um, Ezekiel Garay, who was a free agent, the Argentine defender. Shit. Then I saw us being linked with Jan Matt, who used to be at Watford because now he's a free agent. Shit. Why are we being linked with such mediocrity? Because our first choice centre back is probably out, or one of our two first choice centre backs are out for the season because our next injured as well. Still, I don't want us to be seen mediocre. Then they're talking about us paying over the odds for a 20-year-old at Schalke who is bang average at best. Possibly may become great, but I personally, if he's not any better than what we have in reserve, then don't why spend 40 million? It makes no sense. I don't want to see us. taking a chance on the guy from Leipzig either, because I watched the United and Leipzig game and he had a howler. Cool, it was one game, but mate, if you can't do it in the Champions League, like top players perform week in week out. Gomez obviously is a hit and miss, so you can say him and Gomez are pretty much similar. But if he's going to be similar to Gomez, then why pay 40 or 50 million for him only to come and then what, sit on the bench? Because it's pretty obvious that Klopp has put his faith in Gomez in being the first choice centre back alongside Van Dijk to be as one for the future. Not one for the future, but one for the here and now for the future. So it's not like um, one of some of the youngsters that are, or like it's not like one of the youngsters that's for the future, but they don't get any playing time, but they're for the future. Gomez is for the future, but for the here and now to lead us to the future. So if you're going to buy this guy from Leipzig, I can't even say his name, so I'm not even going to attempt to butcher his name. I'll put his name in the link below. I'll put his name just highlighted below. But if you're going to get him, he has to be. I would assume as a first choice starter. It's, if you're going to get where we fucked up is allowing Lovren to go, but then not replacing him with a fourth choice centre back. And what I mean by that is we have centre backs in reserves that are looking to play first in football. Promote them as a fourth choice centre back. Don't just be like, don't be all higgy hagger. Because think about it, you could say Nat Phillips was this fourth choice, yeah. That one game with West Ham, great, but he went up against a shit striker. If Antonio was playing for West Ham and not Haller or whatever his name is, Heller, it would have been a different story. Nat Phillips, I think, would have been had the worst game of his life. It would have been a different scoreline. It would have just been shambles. It would have been all over the place. So Nat Phillips, you could say a full fresh centre back. He wasn't put in the Champions League registration, so he wasn't registered for the Champions League, which lets me know that he wasn't recognised as a full choice as a replacement for Lovren. The only reason why Reece Williams is because underage homegrown players don't have to be registered for the Champions League. So Reece Williams at 17 playing the Champions League games, 3 games, cool, 3 clean sheets. Don't think he's ready. And no disrespect to Atalanta, Ajax, and Midtjylland, but they're attacking four sort of threat. It's not the same against coming up against teams like Man City, Chelsea, United. So yeah, I don't want to see same with Billy Cometio as well. People have been talking about both said that Reece Williams and Billy Cometio both 17. I don't want to see them unless Klopp's hand is really forced because I don't think. Again, I've not seen much of Billy Cometio, so I don't know too much about him. Reece Williams I've seen in the Champions League, and he's done okay again, but then it's against. You could say mediocre because let's say now Champions League final, bang tomorrow. We're in a situation. Klopp is gonna rush Fabinho back and play him, or play at worst play Henderson at centre back. He wouldn't play Reece Williams at centre back in the Champions League final right now if we had a run right now because he knows Reece Williams is not. He knows level opposition. Reece Williams will struggle, so he will probably put Henderson there and then just try and do what he can. So this lets me know that Reece Williams isn't ready for Premier League football against top opposition on a week in week out basis. Same thing with Billy Cometio. So in that instance, why didn't we just buy one, a fourth choice? Not even buying a fourth choice centre back, buying another centre back that could possibly play. Because relying on because obviously fair enough, no one envisioned a long term injury to both Gomez and Van Dijk, or to any. You would have known Matip would have been injured here or there throughout the season because he always is, but no one would have foreseen the long term injuries for Gomez and Van Dijk. Fair enough, but I mean, look, people talking about fixture congestion, the fact that they're trying to compact 9 or 10 month season into 7 months, and it's just game after game after game after game with no recovery time. I mean, you could blame it on that. You could blame it on it. Personally, I don't see why there's international friendlies or fixtures going on at this point of the thing, unless it's to qualify for the Euros, which is what Scotland or what have to do. All the England games have been the Home Nations League or some shit like that, some shit that no one cares about or it's not important. Like it doesn't have to, like not just England, but every other national team. I think the South American teams have been still having World Cup qualifiers, I think. I don't know. But all the other teams, especially around Europe and Africa, the teams in Africa, I don't know what I'm assuming there's all friendlies as well. I don't know because the African Cup of Nations is not until 2022, so I don't know what they're playing or what they're playing for. I don't know. But the teams in Europe, there's not World Cup qualifications, is it? I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's yeah. There's no need for especially right now at this point of the season. Maybe towards the end of next season, toward the end of the season, sorry, but not at the beginning of the season. But it is what it is. We're in this predicament. He's out for the season. By that time for the season, we're stuck with only Matip as a recognised first choice centre back, who probably won't be fit. I can't see him being fit for the next 4 weeks. I'll see him if Matip is not injured before Christmas. I will be shocked and amazed. Put it like that. Put it out there. Um, but yeah, everyone's getting injured, dropping like flies. Um, it's a worrying time as a Liverpool fan. I'm not gonna lie. But what can you do? You just have to have hope. And hope that not only do we get someone in January, we have to buy someone in January or loan at worst, like a Stephen Corker type. Not Stephen Corker, I'm saying again, no, we don't want him again, but a Stephen Corker type. So just loan someone for between January and March or May or whenever the season ends. Just loan someone to just help, and not someone who's has a record of being injury prone. Obviously, injuries happen. No one can foresee long-term injuries for certain players, but injuries happen. But just no one who has a record of being injured for very long. See, now, I don't know what Matip's injury record was like before coming to Liverpool, but it's evident the last 3 or 4 years he's been with us that he can't complete a season without being injured. Now, again, nothing against the guy. He's a nice guy. He looks like a nice guy, but yeah, let's forward thinking. Come on, guys. Let's be on the ball. Michael Edwards, Klopp, the scouting team. I don't know who's in charge, but yeah, we have a line on you. We have faith in you. I mean, you bought Strata, Salah, Mane. You bought a lot of great players, so we're relying on you. Don't let us down. Last thing I want to talk about quickly is the title race situation that I've been hearing swirls about. Tottenham and Leicester have been spoken about as title contenders. I think Tottenham more so than Leicester. I think if with Leicester, I'm gonna go say what I need to say and then forget about Leicester. With Leicester, great, they done it a few seasons ago. No one saw that coming. I think it's because everyone else had a shit season, which is sort of happening. You could say it's happening again this season. The reason why I don't think it will be Leicester is because if Vardy stops scoring, Leicester don't win. Leicester don't win a game if Vardy stops scoring. Last season they were second behind us. After Christmas, I think Vardy went on some crazy dry patch and Leicester didn't win, or they struggled to win. They ended up going from second to fifth. I called them ball jobs. I tweeted. I said Leicester are the biggest ball jobs of the season, in my eyes. And this is why I say Brendan Rodgers isn't a great manager. But that's a debate for another story. But yeah, Leicester for me are not title contenders. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they cope. Last season they struggled to just even stay up with Liverpool, and that was without European football. So it'll be interesting to see how they cope with trying to become league leaders as well as playing Europa League football. It'll be interesting to see, but I don't think they're going to win a league. Not this season anyway. I think if anything, if there's going to be a surprise title, like a new title winner or a surprise, then for me it'll be between Tottenham and Chelsea. If Liverpool don't win it, then it'll be Tottenham or Chelsea. Tottenham because I think Tottenham probably have now the best attacking trio in the league based off form right now. The way Kane and Son and Bell, if Mourinho can get it to click properly, obviously Kane and Son are working like magic right now. But if you can implement Bell into that double act and get them clicking well, mate, they're gonna blow teams away. And obviously Tottenham are looking. Okay, I could say Tottenham was looking solid at the back. They conceded 3 against West Ham in the second half. They collapsed as a capitulation. But if Tottenham can get it right, if, again, big question, if football's, it's all about if they do this, if they do that. But if Tottenham can get it right in defense and attack, Tottenham are going to be hard to stop this season. I think Kane and Son. Kane has more assists. I think I was told from what I checked up. Sorry, Kane has more assists to Son this season than some teams have got goals. Son has more goals than certain teams have goals, and that lets you know the vibe that they're on this season. That they're not playing about. They're going to win a trophy. I don't know what trophy they're going to win. It could be Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, Premier League. They could win a trophy. They're definitely going to win a trophy. I don't know what trophy they're going to win, but I don't think Tottenham have the squad depth to try and compete for all four trophies. I don't know if they're still in the Carabao Cup, but to compete for all four trophies, I don't think they have the squad depth or whatnot to do it. But with Mourinho's history as well, with having won a trophy at every club he's been to, this could be the season that Tottenham finally win another trophy and break that hoodoo. And for all I know, it could be the Europa. If it's the Europa League, I mean, great to them. They can rub it in Arsenal's face. I don't know, but they're gonna win a trophy this season. And I just don't know what trophy it's gonna be. It's gonna be interesting to see. And the reason why I say Chelsea is because Chelsea now, Frank is Frank. Okay, so I've been on record as saying that I didn't think Frank Lampard would last until Christmas, based off of the pressure he's put himself under by buying these world class players, so much attacking options. And I said to myself, if he's not competing for the title by Christmas, he might get sacked. Like if they're lingering like 8th or 9th, like where United or Arsenal are, then he'll get sacked. Because I don't think he'll work straight away. And he didn't. Like the first few games they struggled, but now that everyone's come back from injuries and match fitness and everyone is clicking, and their depth as well, coming off the bench, they've still got players coming off like Chelsea now. I think I admit I was wrong. Frank Lampard will definitely last the season, but he's definitely going to win a trophy this season. And I think it may be the league if it's not Liverpool, because they're doing everything right. They sorted the keeper, then their that new keeper Mendy from France, quality. Thiago Silva, who I laughed at when I heard he was going to go Chelsea. I was thinking, Silva is what? He's 35, 36. He can't hack it in the Premier League. He's doing bits now for Chelsea. I mean, fair enough. The level of opposition that he's gone up against so far has not been quality, apart from Bar United. I think that's the only big team I think he's played for them against in the Premier League. But yeah, he's still doing it even at 36. Um, then you've got the midfield. Obviously, Kante and Jorginho. Kante's finally playing in these positions that he was under Conte, playing in defensive, playing in front of the back line, and then just the attacking threat going forward. Werner, Ziyech, who's a fucking baller. Havertz, Tammy Abraham. You got Mason Mount. Fucking hell, like yeah, Chelsea. Barring any serious injuries to any of those attacking threat, I don't see Chelsea not finishing second this season. Third, maybe if Man City can get the act together, then Chelsea definitely be in the top three. But yeah, if they're going, if you talk about title race at this moment in time, the way I see it, even though they're still at the top, the way I see it is Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. I'm not ruling out City because I think City will finally get the act together. Even though they want to win the Champions League, I think they will get the act together. But yeah, for me, that's the title race. I think qualifying for Europe, then it's a bigger picture, and then you've got Leicester, Southampton, Wolves, Everton, Villa. It's a bigger spectrum of that, right? But yeah, no, it's interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be a title? Who's in a title race, or who do you think has a chance of being on his own? Who's being overlooked? Let you know what you think about the injury list, injury situation. Sorry, with every team in the Premier League or with England or with Liverpool if you're a Liverpool supporter, because right now it's getting annoying. Like every day you're checking to see. I'm checking Twitter to see if I see a Liverpool name trending. I'm hoping it's not an injury. Like, I'm hoping it just had a good game for the national team, or they done something stupid on Twitter and they've been exposed. But I'm just hoping it's not another injury, basically, for any Liverpool player. Oh, let me know what you think about England's chances in the Euros. Do you think they'll go further than semi-finals? Do you think they'll get to the final? Do you think they'll actually win it? I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to also like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Sharing goes a long way. It reaches people in other countries that I'm probably not able to reach personally myself. Don't forget also to follow me on my socials. On my Twitter is British Yoruba, and also on Instagram, British Yoruba 88. And yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, and I always respond to every comment I can too. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and see you again next time. Peace.